Okay, so you guys can hear me, right? I had to share my screen from two sides. I'm currently trying to stream live on YouTube at the same time, so that is just the ish. Well, good evening, everyone. Good evening to the people that have attended, and I appreciate you guys coming. So this is the seminar that we're going to be. I don't know if I'll say digesting. So the seminar is all about depression, because a lot of people are passing through a lot, checking the nature of the country. I don't know why, but since there is high rate of depression and all that, so let me find a cool background music and let's get it started. So I'm gonna go straight to the point because we have a few minutes to finish up this stream. So I'm representing the Washman Corpus Fellowship for Abuja here, and this is the presentation that we have on depression. So a lot of people have heard their statement before: depression, depression, depression. A lot of people have talked about it, but what is it really? What is this depression that we all talk about? What is it all about? So some people say it's a spirit, and which I'm going to go to that part. Some people say it's a mental uh, health condition. You can hear some people say that I don't have my mental strength is down, or my mental health is down, or for the sake of my peace of mind, I'm not going to do this thing for the sake of my mental health. So that is a little bit of what they're talking about, because depression is centered around that kind of area. So based on this, the definition here, depression is more like a mental health condition. You get, and it affects people's thoughts because you'll be hearing a lot of thoughts in your mind or in yourself. Yeah, because a lot of thoughts will be coming up, and even your feelings and the way you act usually changes. All right. So, and it comes with this feeling of sadness that you just you're just feeling sad. Maybe something happened and you don't know how to go about it, and you now start feeling down and start feeling sad for yourself, and maybe even lose food, lose interest in eating, and many other things. Right? And even the things you enjoy to do, you don't do them again. Those are what I call it, the characteristics of depression. Those are like the symptoms of what happens when somebody is uh depressed. All right. So it's gonna affect a lot of things about you and how you relate with people, how you relate with your friends, your husband, your siblings, and all of them. Okay. So let me go down to the symptoms of depression. So every sickness, every disease, and all of that usually comes with what I call it signs. It comes with things that once you see it, okay, it comes with certain things or certain characteristics that once you see it, you know that okay, this person is suffering from this person is suffering from that. Okay, like for example, when you go to hospital right now and you are passing through some certain kind of sickness, when you go to the hospital, they are going to ask you, "What are you feeling? What is this? What is happening to you here? What is?" You would have to describe them so they can be able to like diagnose and say, "This is what you're passing through right now." Okay, so the same goes with depression. Depression usually comes with its own symptoms. All right, it comes with its own symptoms and all of that. So What are the symptoms of depression? You see the symptoms here. Many a times, the first one is always what is always common. You always have this feeling of sadness. You don't know how you're sad, but you just be feeling sad, 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 and it will be too much. Yeah, you'll be sad for life, sad for your job, sad about your everything about you. You just feel bad. You just lose interest in certain things you like to do. That's why some people end up, well, I say, isolating themselves because of the whole thing. So because you lose the joy of people around you, you lose joy of your workplace, your family, your social life, all of that. And many a times it comes with these symptoms of weight loss. All right, you you start losing weight. You probably start losing interest in reading, or sorry, eating food, and or you might even do the otherwise, because some people there is this characteristic that some people do, that they eat when they are angry. I used to do that before. Eating when you're angry, just when things are not even going well, you just oh my god, I need to go and pick up something and start eating right now. It's one of them too. Okay. Um all of this, those the sleep disturbance, the tiredness, the loss of sleep, and maybe always trying to sleep too. You get, because sometimes you just be like, well, what is there to do again? Because there is no point of doing what I'm supposed to do. Let me just sleep. Many a times it's a sign of depression and all of that. And the last line here, you see you have some challenges in concentrating, because if you want to do something, if you want to concentrate, you it that depressing thoughts will always pull you back, so you can't really connect, even in terms of prayer. For some people, even in terms of prayer, they find it difficult to connect to God and all of that. So those are one of the symptoms. I don't know if you guys are following me. Let me know if I'm talking to myself or not. So if you are actually following me, just tell me something. Somebody's waving at. Maybe you can just unmute yourself and say something that, okay, I'm listening to you, participating and all of that, to avoid talking to myself for a long time. Okay, I'm going to slow down a little bit, and at the same time still be within the time frame of our Google Meet. So the other symptoms of this whole depression stuff is that you start this what I call it, this spree of you tripping yourself, making yourself feel guilty all the time, making yourself feel guilty and all of that. Because maybe you did a bad thing and you just be like, oh my god, uh, nobody else is gonna forgive me and all of that, and you start feeling condemned, and from there enter depression spree, and that is just one of those things. So other parts is headache. You, because of the excessive thinking and being down and just feeling void and empty and all of that, and you tend to be more, what I call it, prone to headache. You get prone to headache, and excessive headache is, it will be an issue for you. You get, and from there some people end to start taking some drugs and all of that. From drugs, you start taking overdose of those drugs, and which adds more depression. I'm going to get to that part where excessive taking of drugs will make somebody start feeling depressed, or all of that. Then some minutes ago, I talked about somebody isolating himself. You can tend to isolate yourself from people. You can tend to start withdrawing from people, and I don't want to be with anybody anymore, and all of that, because you feel like uh, maybe the worst of it all, or you feel like a you're also a burden. I don't want to like be a burden to other people. You get, so that kind of thing. You wouldn't want that kind of situation. So, and the last year is the thoughts of death and suicide, because sometimes people passing through depression will not be like, okay, I don't see any reason to live anymore. So lose that voice that will tell you, kill yourself, will start coming, and start singing, or like say having that hunger to end it all. Yeah, so that I can find peace. What I say, find peace of mind. So those are the signs that there is, what I call it, the depression has taken a new level. Okay, so these are all the symptoms and all of that. Then, in as much as we have symptoms, something caused all this depression that we hear about. Something caused people to become depressed, that they kill themselves. In you hear the cases in university. I think my university, Unizik, the university I graduated from, I think I saw in news last week that somebody, 100 level students, killed themselves. And many other cases, even while I was an undergraduate and all of that. There are depression cases that came up, and people commit suicide and all of that. And even the ones that don't commit suicide, but they just isolate themselves. Something caused all of these things. All right, something caused them, and we're going to go and talk about them. So I try to separate them. I'm going to like talk about them in groups. Now we have the environmental factors. Um, let's talk about this social, or like call it isolation, and relationship. I'm going to bring the two of them together. Now, sometimes somebody can be lonely even in the midst of people around them. You get, and maybe there are certain things that they're not receiving. Maybe the kind of love that they are supposed to receive. This can be one of the things that cause depression. They are not receiving the love they are meant to receive. They are not in a supportive environment. Let's put it that way. Uh, Now, when somebody is in an environment that is not supportive, maybe somebody is in a church and is in that church, and the people around him is not helping matters. The people around her is not helping him to grow or do certain things, or there are tendency of isolation, and that feeling that, okay, I'm all it, that kind of thing, and you start feeling sad. Slowly, the person starts entering depression. You get, so when you are in an environment that is not supportive, there is a high chance that you can easily be a victim of depression. All right, then, and also when people are passing through a kind of financial stress or financial crisis, there is a high chance for you to get depressed. Okay. So that is even one of the ones that is more common in the country because maybe I don't know if I'll say people are having some kind of financial difficulties, and since they're having financial difficulties, they to don't know how to, what I say, go about it. So they overthink themselves into depression and all of that. So uh, I hope you guys are following me. Let me be sure. Okay. So it's very very common because people don't have jobs, and let's say the bad governance on the country has made people not to experience that kind of financial freedom that they want to experience. So maybe even in the case of some people or some parents not being able to like pay their parents school fees, or sorry, pay their children's school fees and all of that, many of all of those stuff can contribute to the whole thing. Then substance abuse, you know, sometimes people go into drugs but thinking that drugs like maybe you have to like feel life and all of that, but it's actually a problem because those things can easily make somebody go into depression when you uh the type of drugs I'm talking about, maybe all this I don't know, maybe smoking, some forbidden drugs. Okay, taking some forbidden drugs like cocaine and all of that kind of stuff. You can easily go and you even overdose of drugs. There was drug I was taking. There was a time I was sick, and I was taking an overdose. I actually didn't know that I was taking a dose. To get of that, let me just give an illustration. I was meant to take a tablet, but instead of taking one tablet, I'm taking three or four of that tablet. You get? I didn't know, but I noticed that once I take those drugs, I don't know. I just start feeling brain blocks. I just stay one place and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just feeling bad of myself. Just I don't even know what I was thinking, but I just felt empty and I was just scrolling through my phone because like all this endless loading because I didn't really know what I was doing and I couldn't process my head. And I noticed that when I stopped taking the drug for some time, I noticed I had some kind of freedom. But still ignorant that I was taking overdose, I decided to like continue my drug because I want to feel fine and all of that. Took the drugs again and noticed the same thing kept on happening. I noticed that the same thing kept on happening, and I I had to stop taking the drugs. Okay, I had to stop taking the drugs, and when I stopped taking the drugs, that was when the whole thing like subsided. When I found out I was even taking overdose, more I didn't open that drugs again. Honestly, so I think I'm going too far. So there are also other personality factors when you start having a kind of perfectionist mentality. Uh, I think I've fallen into this perfectionist mentality thing. I always want to make things perfect. If I'm building a project or if I'm trying to design something or if I'm trying to create something and it's not as perfect as I want it to be and things are not working perfectly, I start feeling bad. Yeah, and just I easily fell into depression. I won't lie to you. So I thought I said to like start telling myself, man, is yo, Chigo's dream, progress over perfection. You don't have to make everything look so perfect. Just do what you're supposed to do, progress over perfection. So I stopped that, and things just became easier for me. I decided to like want to make more progress than perfect things as things goes on. Okay, so those kind of stuffs can lead to depression. So, and also you need to have like high self-esteem about yourself, like think good of yourself, carry yourself like to a high level. Okay, so another is childhood trauma and all of that. People that, what I say, were neglected, or people that were over bullied while you growing up and or abused while growing up. Those people are actually have a high chance of entering depression. Yeah, and those kind of things self can even make somebody or make a child to enter depression. You get, and if it continues like that, there is even a high chance self that the child is going to commit suicide, because most of all these suicide cases occur for, at least the ones I've seen in Nigeria, are for people that are younger aged. Like they are young people. I've not seen. I hardly hear the news of an adult committing suicide. You get, except it's in foreign countries. But for Nigeria to be specific, based on what I've seen and the news I've seen, it's mostly young people that are always doing the cool suicide thing. Okay, so traumatic experiences and all of that, even stress, to be honest with you, you can be so stressed out there them, and you can easily fall into depression. You get, if you are a type of person that always think negative, like a negatively minded person, if you're always thinking negative, there is a high chance you always easily fall into depression. That's why, personally, for me, I even stopped like scrolling through certain things. You get, because they have a high chance of making you feel bad. Even certain news, you get, or the type of news you listen to, even the type of TV shows you listen to, you can easily start entering a negative mood, and from that negative mood, depression and all of that. So from entering a negative mood, you can just boom find yourself being depressed and all of that, which are a good thing. You get, which is thing. So you need to try to find a way to like dissociate yourself from negative thinking and negative mentality or negative thought patterns. All those negative thoughts, you need to disconnect from them, and you should live a healthier life. There's this radio show I noticed people in and to, I'm not saying that the radio show is horrible, but sometimes you will be talking about people's problem, and but they have experience easily puts you on a negative mood that early morning. You get, so you should to avoid those kind of stuff early morning. Honestly, you shouldn't put yourself in that kind of situations. So, so that's it. So on the bright side, there are actually ways to end depression. Everything that has every solution, most have a solution, except God doesn't want a solution, but there are always solutions to problems. So there are ways to solve this issue and end this depression. So sometime, I don't know if I said last year and all of that, I lost a lot of money. Okay, and it was so horrible. A lot of money was on the line. Okay, and I couldn't, the solution thinking in my head couldn't find a way to solve that issue. Okay, I tried to think. Nah, I tried to think, but nothing was actually coming up. So the only thing I was just doing was just, oh God, this is one is on you, because I don't know how to solve this thing right now. Okay, so I was deeply, when I mean deeply, deeply into depression right at that point, because I'm in a situation where I can't handle anything, and me that is always trying to find solutions to problems is now in a situation whereby I can't solve a problem. So what I was just doing was just listening to the Bible and reading the Bible. There is no other thing, because I knew that nothing else will be able to solve this kind of issue. So I just focus on God. Right now it's on God, and said to listen to the Bible, listen to the Bible, listen to the Bible. Sometimes even the strength to open the Bible was not there. So I was playing the audio. So that in itself was helping me, because I was just saying amen, amen, pray, amen, pray, amen, pray with what I was hearing and all of that. And sometimes even say, God help me. So I try to focus on this, because that was what I was able to use to solve my own situation. You get, and you can also meet a therapist. You get, if you want to, at least people that you can talk to. At least, yeah, therapists are. I don't know if I've not seen a therapist in Nigeria yet, or I see them in movies, because some people tend to go and meet therapists to be able to talk to them, and they will now give them counsel and all of that. So you can actually meet counselors, you can meet therapists, then you can have a kind of like a strong social network of people that support you mentally, emotionally, and people that actually understand you, not people that are toxic. Again, because people are toxic, so you need to avoid toxic people and stay with people that actually like you the way you are. You get, and you can easily talk to. I remember when I was in school. I think was I in school then? I think so. Probably my finals. I remember me and my roommates was trying to like encourage a lady that was actually going through a kind of break. Is it heartbreak? So she was kind of like trying to like talk about the issues and all of those kind of stuff and the problems or so overwhelming, and we had to start advising. We didn't condemn. You get, avoid people that always condemn, like honestly, but advising and encourage and right now the lady is actually, well, last time we spoke she was happy. Yeah, so that is also the thing. uh Hope I'm not being too fast. Am I fast? Because I need to know. All right. Okay. So the next one is being able to relax. Some people don't relax. They tend to overstress themselves. You get, and stress themselves mentally, overstress themselves emotionally. Think it's all about everyday grinding, everyday work. You must do this, you must do this, work from Monday to Sunday. No rest, no time to relax your mind, no time to meditate, no time to uh, even meditate on the Bible and all of that. But it's all about work, 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 work. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. And when you do all of these things and you overstress yourself and you now find out that some things are not working well, you easily fall into depression. Try to find a way and relax. Yeah, relax yourself emotionally, mentally, all of those kind of stuff. It's because you are going to overstress yourself and overstress your mind, and it's not something you want to put yourself into. Okay. So you have to also avoid uh, even alcohol. Personally, I don't think it's tell people that you often I don't take alcohol, and try not to abuse drugs, and also not to take certain drugs. You get, like what I call it, drugs that are not going to solve your health problem. Maybe you are not sick and you decide to start taking certain drugs that is meant to cure a certain sickness. You need to avoid those kind of stuff, and you you fat. Well, I say you will be able to end your depressing thoughts. Yeah. So also try to engage yourself in activities that will make you, well, I say, happy, like doing enjoyable stuff. So, like maybe sometimes you can go to a restaurant, like a fancy restaurant, and actually take something good and nice and all of that. Or you can go to all these amusement parks. There's this one here. I think they there's one in Abuja here that they can call it Easy Magic Land and all of that. You can go to this kind of place, like place that will use and clear your mind and all of that. It actually helps a long way. Okay, so going to those type of places are very very good. Then you need to change the way you think. Honestly, you need to change the way you think and the your thought process. Stop listening to negative TV news, negative uh radio stations, things that will just make you go into like a negative thought process instantly. So some people are not some people are not like those kind of person that once they read something, listen doesn't touch them. But some people once they read any line or hear any voice note, they just become boom. All of a sudden they are now negative, negative, negative. You need to avoid those kind of stuffs. You need to avoid those kind of negative mindsets. So that is one of the things to um another is you need to also relax. I've talked about it already. So try to relax. Okay. Relax and take some breaks and all of that. So the next is going to take treatments. Yeah. When sometimes you need to stop taking certain drugs that are not even helping matters. Stop taking those drugs and take the right drugs. Do the right things. Take the right medications and all of that. And also people tend not to forgive themselves. Yeah, they are not kind to themselves. They always self-criticize themselves. They say, "I'm not good enough. I'm not this. I'm not that." Why they're actually doing their best and all of that. So they're not grateful for the little things that they have. Okay, they're not grateful for the little things that they have, or trying to make themselves feel bad for the little progress they are making and all of that. No, be kind to yourself. Be patient with your life, even if you're yeah, you are setting goals, for example. At least set realistic goals, don't even over exaggerate them. I think I will talk about that along the line if time permits us. So set realistic goals for yourself. Be kind to yourself. Don't overkill yourself. You understand? Let me use that word. Don't overkill yourself. So close this. So I notice a lot of people are coming here right now. Let me admit. Okay. So what are the ways to prevent it? Because when we were in secondary school, we talked about preventive maintenance to prevent certain things. It's almost the same way to end it. Yeah, it's basically the same thing and almost the same thing too. So you need to prevent certain things from happening again. Okay, so you need to study, study the Bible. Yeah. Then, in fact, that was what helped me. Every other thing didn't actually help me. I didn't do any of every other thing. But the first one was what helped to pull out and all of that. It was the first here. So studying the Bible. Sorry, I meditate on it daily, day and night. Hear it. If you can't read it, listen to it. If there is something it does to you, it just changes you. You get. Then also try to exercise because some people just end up staying in one place and uh they don't want to what I say move out. You need to start going out. You need to start going out and it's very important. Go out and exercise. Go out, exercise, eat good food. Not every time people will be soaking Gary. Soaking Gary, soaking Gary. It is not a good thing. Yeah. And I don't see it as a good thing, honestly. So try and eat good food. Yeah. And sleep. Sleep well, sleep rightly, not oversleep, but sleep rightly. It will help clear your mind. Okay. Sleep rightly and to help clear your mind. Don't It's good to go beyond your limit, but don't overkill yourself. Don't what I say, don't over stress yourself. Okay. Don't over stress yourself. And if there's something people used to say, I think if you die while you're trying to overstress yourself, the world will continue to go on. So don't overstress yourself. Yeah. When you are tired, you rest. When you're not tired, you continue what you are doing. So rest when it is needed and continue when you're supposed to continue. And also build a good support system around your life. I'm gonna go back. Build a good support system around your life, people that actually support you. Uh, Personally, there are certain people I don't even listen to be honest with you, because if I notice that you are always negative, 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 I will start avoiding you. Yeah, start avoiding you to for my own sake. I need to be able to control things on my own end. I need to be able to control things on my own. So I wouldn't want to be in a situation whereby I am sitting among negative minded people, which is not good. Yeah. Or negative my I'm trying to be positive and someone with negative is trying to pull me down. In mathematics, it is negative times positive is negative. So if a positive person and negative person comes, you can easily be pulled, honestly. So uh, another is think positive, read things that will, in as much as things are not going well in the country, generally, you also need to think that even if in the midst of everything, there are certain persons that things are going well for. So think on that side, not the negative side. Not always saying that the country is bad, the economy is bad. All those things are nonsense, to be honest with you. You are putting yourself in a negative perspective of life, and it is not going to take you anywhere. You are just going to be that same negative minded person, and you never see the good side of life. So think on the positive side of things, and you see that good things will start coming to you. To be honest with you, you start seeing things differently. So I've talked about this avoidance of substance and alcohol and relaxation. Then avoid isolation. If you're, I think they used to say that an idle mind is the devil's workshop. So when you isolate yourself too much, you can easily be depressed. Yeah. So we have like 15 minutes to go. Oh my god. So I'm gonna be on very fast lane. So that's it. So and also set realistic expectation for yourself. Let your expectations be realistic. Don't say you have not made 100,000 in a month and you say you're going to make 10 million in a month. That is, you're setting yourself up for failure. Yeah. So You need to set something that is more realistic, and you find out that things will you stop overstressing your mental state. You stop overstressing your mind and all of that. So I don't know. This is like my rounding up part. I'm almost done. I'm already done. So I don't know if there's any question you can just ask me. Any question, any question, any question. Okay. Miss Ijoma or Nyebuchi. I don't know if it's a miss or a missus, but please can you ask your question? I mean, yeah, good evening. Yeah. Okay. Now, one thing you need to understand too is that this thing can be like different for yeah, I get I get your question very well. One thing you need to understand in a like consent way make them impress. You get some people it might just be like emotional trauma. Some people it might just be rejection. You get some people it might just be drugs. You get so it's different cases per different people. So you yourself might experience your own from a different angle. You get. But what I'm just saying is that these are the gateways. All right. These are the gateways. So you can experience yours from I don't know anywhere, any of these courses. You understand? So that is actually my answer for that. I don't know if it's clear enough. Okay. The next person that raises hand. Okay, we have like 12 minutes to go. So the next person should mute mic and speak. I'm waiting for you to speak. Yeah, I can hear you. Asking a technical part, not. I was used to give an illustration. You get trying to give an illustration of what can happen. You get when negative people try to like weigh down somebody that is a positive minded person. If you're a positive person, you need to stay around positive people. If not, somebody is going to influence another person. It's either the negative person influences you or the positive person influences. So, but you are safer when you are around positive people, people that have the same mentality as you are. as you have. You get, and that's just the thing. Then I don't know. I've answered your question. So I think there was two persons. Another person that raised up her hand, Chieke and Maka. Okay, let's go with Miss Glory, Glory Chukudi. I have like 9 minutes to go, so uh, Miss Glory Chukudi. Okay, uh, good evening. Okay, let the person that first started, Miss Glory, just start listening to you. Yeah, good evening. Okay. Now, not having money and money scaring, you know, the thing is, you will still sleep. You're gonna stay awake all the rest of your life because you have no money. You have no money, so you have to grind. You have to work. Honestly, you will sleep. You need sleep, and when you sleep, you actually it even helps you to even think straight. That I can't really think of anything new. My creativity dies, to be honest with you, because of lack of sleep. And I'll be like, okay, Chigozum, you need to sleep right now. And when I sleep for like a proper sleep, I notice that when I go back to that thing I want to do, there is this fresh air that is in my head. Yeah. So, as much as somebody will be like, I have to deprive myself of sleep and so I can be the thing is you need sleep, you need rest. Like you need like a proper rest for you to be able to carry out what you want to do. Okay. So I don't know if this answers the question enough. If it's not clear enough, you can throw more light so I can be able to answer it. Well, did it answer the question well? So okay. Okay, so Miss Chieke Amaka, I think I'm gonna take you last and we'll be done because time is almost gone. 6 minutes to go. Good evening. Certainly. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes, it does. You know why I said yes, it does because there's this saying that overthinking cannot solve an issue. It cannot solve a problem. Yeah. So the more you keep on overthinking, sometimes you just be like, I'm on, let me just go out. Like you remove your mind from whatever that is bothering you because most of all these depressing thoughts usually comes from a problem. You get just take your mind off it, to be honest with you. And think mm, no 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 yeah. I have 3 minutes to go, so I'm gonna answer this question like briefly. There are different ways to solve this. I told you personally how I solved mine was one of the ways that helped me majorly was I was reading the Bible. Yet because I knew that even going outside will not solve this issue. Like even going out to and take my mind off whatever is not gonna solve this. Sometimes also, depending on uh what is at hand, going out to solve the problem. Okay. So there are different ways. Sometimes also it's talking to people. Remember I mentioned going to will I say having talking to will I say maybe even close friends or counselors or close uh associates, let's call it that. Maybe fellowship people or your pastor or your close friends and all of that. So those are the things that can be able to solve the issue. Okay. So these are the things I can tell you. There's no one solution. Sometimes even going out, the problem can even be bigger than going out. Okay. So the number one I recommended there is try to read the Bible and remeditate and reconfigure your head. You get. I understand that no problem is too big for God. You get. No problem is too big for God, and I believe that that is what is going to help solve the issue. You get. And I'm going to be ending here, and it's a good uh time with all of you. I have like 1 minute to go, so I hope I will hear from you guys again. I don't know when, bro. My name is Chigozrim. Uh, this video is already streamed on YouTube, so you can always go back to it. Yeah, so you just check Chigozrim E Live on YouTube, and you'll be able to see the live stream of this video. So see you all till whenever. Good night. All right. Good night. Yeah. Good night. Oh my God. Good night, YouTube.